3. We are live with the Morning Wood Radio Podcast with your host, Jim Bob Thunderrod, a.k.a. Hunter, 9-time world champion, McIntyre.
Thank you very much, dude. You look magnificent this morning. You got shades.
Ooh.
What is that? What's that on top of your head?
It's a little beanie, but here's an added bonus of the little balls on top to keep my hands occupied because I'm fidgety.
I like that. Dude, tell me for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
So I always have the mic to my face. We're going to put the mic right here. What happens?
I just have to tune up the sound volume so you can hear it we can hear you a little bit better.
But scale 1 to 10, I'm pretty clear right now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it just sounds like I go. It just sounds a little bit far away.
How about now?
A little better.
All right, I'll take that. I'm enhance. Yeah, because I just recognize I have this mic to my face all the time, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to keep on doing that. It doesn't feel natural. I don't feel like I've got my stuff going on.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. These shades are freaking awesome, but I can barely see you.
That's why I had to take mine off.
I bought these things, man, and I was like, these things are the sickest things ever. And I went for like bike rides, and I almost died several times.
So yeah, you can't see through. That's why I bought these, actually. So they light it up. Little did I know that these were Jeffrey Dahmer's go-to nice shades. Like, hey, I'm gonna cruise the strip and I'm gonna wear yellow tinted shades. I bought
pick up dudes and crush butt, dead butt, not even like a live butt. Yo, check this out. I met this dude when we were biking one day. Ryan Fisher and I were on the farthest place you could ever be, the farthest corner of Malibu. It's called Yerba Buena. And I popped my tire and I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, we are in the middle of nowhere. I was like, just keep on riding and go try to go get the truck. And I'll hike back. Out of nowhere, out of the fog and the mist, this guy pulls up. This kid, dude, had to be like 21 or 22.
Yeah.
Picks me up in this gigantic van. He's like, yeah, dude, I'll give you a ride. Ends up being the founder of this company called Raw Official. These are, what the hell are they called? Like blue light blockers.
Yeah.
And man, this dude is killing it. Like a 22-year-old kid created this business, just murdering the world, not people, the world, just like absolutely crushing business. You, on the other hand, your business is inspired by hate fucking dudes.
Yeah. He wasn't.
God, I cannot make it through that show, by the way.
It's terrible.
I call it my gay soap operas because it's just a drama all the time. Like, what's Jeff going to do today? Like, Jeff, could you just not kill this one dude? Like, have you gotten to the point where he almost has a boyfriend?
No, I think he's doing it. People are making these love montages, and it's really pissing off the family because they're like, Netflix is spinning it from Jeff's point of view or the victim's point of view. But then there's all these love montages that people are creating on TikTok, and the family's like, no, he wasn't a good guy. And people are like, oh, Jeff, what a nice guy. But
I don't think anybody could perceive him to be a nice guy. I mean, he is like a 20+ time murderer.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even really have a rough estimate. They have a rough estimate of how many people he killed. So I don't know. I mean, there's one point, I'm not going to try to ruin it for you, but there's one point where you have this feeling like he keeps on hanging out with the same guy and doesn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, holy shit, it's going to work out. Obviously, it's not going to work out because he ends up the first episode is him going to jail, but fucking hey, man, that shit's heavy. I'm trying to enjoy it.
There's one theory that involves just, if somebody were to actually stay, then he wouldn't be killing these people. So the mindset behind him killing people was like, I don't want you to leave. So I'm just going to drill into the back of your skull. So if somebody actually stayed with him, would he have continued his rampage?
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. This boyfriend dude, wasn't really leaving. The action where he ended up killing him, he's like, hey, I have to go to work. And he's like, don't go. And then he loses his shit. So I don't know. We are on a way different page than I wanted to start on, but let's just be honest. Everybody's on this page. Everybody I know
is
is
on the
watching
Dahmer
this shit.
train. Yeah.
Oh my God. It is guttural, dude. Like I can watch a lot of action movies. I can't even come close to finishing episodes without feeling like I can't finish my food, all sorts of shit.
You need to eat 30 minutes prior. You know how the swimming can't go swimming, 30 minutes after you
Opposite.
don't eat at least 30 minutes prior to watching Dom.
It is a little bit odd that they are romanticizing serial killers at such a high level nowadays, but it is fascinating. But then when you put like these theatrical, exciting shows around it, it's kind of bad. It's bad behavior. But what are
They
you
gotta
gonna do?
market it somehow.
Yeah, I get that. It's fucking nuts, dude. It's like, what are you gonna do with this? So, let's try to get on to how do you even make money off of that? Because someone's clearly making money. Who owns the rights to Jeffrey Dahmer's story? That's got to be an interesting fact.
I don't know. I was going through Netflix and Amazon and Hulu. There are a lot of movies about him. And so I guess it feels like every so many years there's another company that's coming out with a round of Dahmer films. Like there's one on Amazon right now called like Jeffrey Dahmer, My Friend. But I
Yeah.
think that was released years and years ago, but they just keep coming out with them because people are interested in them.
Well, I think he's just the most interesting serial killer of all time. Like,
Yeah. Very
the way he took it, like zombifying people and stuff, like we just don't really have a lot of data on people like that. And he did a lot of it. It wasn't like oops, I did it once and it was a mistake.
Oh,
Like
sorry, I ate your heart.
oops. Yeah. So let's try to get back on to like a cleaner page. Let's start out Monday with something a little bit more soft. By the way, if you can, while I'm talking about this, do you mind just getting like a screenshot with a number on it, and I'll post it on my Instagram real quick?
Yeah, you want me
But
to? I'll run it as a banner.
yeah, run it as a banner, and I'll definitely post something up in a second and let you take the show. But a couple things I want to just get off my chest. First of all, guys, we just got through the High Rocks Masterclass, and we had a lot of people show up to New York, which was the first High Rocks in the United States of the season. And dude, we had a lot of people on the podium. We had a second place. We had a second place. I cannot remember what the other one was. We also just had my buddy Caleb Yates qualify for Decafit World Championships.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we've had some really, really good results. We had Nate, and what was the other guy?
Nate went through a 14-mile. I think it was like a 50K, but he got at least 14 miles out of it.
What's that? Who?
Nate Turnpike.
Oh, no, I'm talking about Nate also qualified for DECA World Championships.
Oh, yes, he did.
Wait, he was going for a 50K and he didn't finish?
I think he got about 14 miles in and his body just it didn't go well for him. He maybe cramped up or something. I didn't read the full story, but I just remember the headline was like, I got 14 miles in. I felt like I let people down. I was like, dude, you didn't let anybody down.
It's one of those kind of things, man. It's like ultra, like endurance itself is just like, it's another beast. Like you can be such a freak. That's why everyone like is really enamored by the hybrid athlete these days, because there's people that are able to bench 315 and run a 100-miler. Like before, each of them uniquely was incredibly hard to understand. And then the combination of the two is just epic.
You had to choose one or the other. You had to choose whether you wanted to be a long distance runner or you had to choose, I want to do strength.
Yep. So check this out. This is another really weird thing, and it just trips me out, like not to toot my own horn, but I just hit 100,000 followers today. And it's such a weird thing to think that there's 100,000 people out there, because Kyle brought this up to me. 100,000 people out there are watching my stuff on any given day, not all 100 at once. But then if you really think, you're like, wow, that's kind of cool. But then you think about the person that's got 500,000, then 1 million, then 5 million, then 50 million. Then there's people who have like 100 million followers, like authentically.
Mm-hmm.
That is nuts.
So does that come into your mindset now that you have 100,000 people? Like the next post that you do, you would normally post something and you're like, oh, but I got 100,000 now. I need to tailor it a little bit.
Not even close, dude. I do not give a rat's ass. I mean, I don't do anything on the internet for anybody other than myself. Yeah. And I think that's the issue that I really run into with social media is like, if you really think about the core of the work, like what it is, it's social media. It was meant to be something where it was a social platform for you to engage with other people. Now I think social media is this like odd portrayal of like, look at me, look what I can do. Like, look at my fabulous life. Like, no, honestly, I was doing all the same exact things that I'm doing right now before I had followers, before Instagram existed.
Mhm.
I'm only posting about it because honestly, I want more people to come join me.
Yeah.
Like, I've used social media and I say, hey guys, why don't you come up to training camp for free? We just invite people up,
Mhm.
or, obviously we have businesses now and, it's awesome. Like, it's awesome to encourage people to want to go do more with their lives. And then also, I'm creating products. We are creating products that are honestly trying to enhance people's experience of it all. So we have to use the channels that we have to, as a business platform. But at the same time, like, if you look at my page, like, I've had a lot of people say to me, they're like, you got to work on your brand and this, that, and the other thing.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, I was like, let's say I worked on my brand and I increased my income by 3 to 5x. That would be awesome. But would I feel good about it? Like, would I truly enjoy it? And that's the thing that I really ride the fine line of, is like, sometimes I just want to post a picture of me like lifting up a rock and grabbing a rattlesnake, rather than posting this video of like, hey guys, like, did I tell you that if
How
you have
great
like,
this product is.
yeah, like how great this product is. It's such a, I feel sick to my stomach, man. Like, all these people nowadays, like, truly the influencer culture has kind of wrecked social media. Like, you can't, there's almost no authenticity behind what people are doing anymore. Everything has a ticket attached to it for in a sales link, you
But
know?
I think one thing that is really great about you is that when you do decide to take on a product, it's something that you back and something that you believe in. Because I feel like there's a lot of different people that are, social media influencers that take on a product and they're like, this tastes so good. And then you realize that they're throwing it in a closet and they make the one post a week and then they don't ever drink it in their actual life. Like, I was out there at training camp with you and like actually saw you drink builder and then actually hit boa without being on social media and making a post about it, because you actually believe in what you're putting in your body and you believe in the products that you're using for more than just.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I really struggle with is like, I sometimes follow some of these guys and girls, and like, one week they're posting about this, the next week they're posting about this, and the next week they're posting about this. And it's like, wait a second, like, how those things kind of contradict each other.
Yeah, one product would supersede the other product because they're in the same product vein.
I mean, fuck, I'm covered in honey now. Yeah, I mean, it's on inauthentic. It's kind of, it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, the only thing you can do is be a beacon of light in a dark space.
Yep.
So be that beacon of light, people. Don't be lazy. Um, what else? Ironman camp. We just
Yeah.
finished that up, and
What did that
Kyle came up.
consist of? What did that consist of? And when you say training camp, does that mean just I have to fill out a form and come up, be qualified, or it's just shoot you a DM and if you have the strength and endurance to take on what you're doing, come on up.
I mean, listen, we want everyone to come up. Like,
Yeah.
you came up here and like, we were inclusive in everything. Like, you still were able to do almost every single thing that we did. Like, instead of power cleans, you were doing deadlifts. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal. It's the same bar, the same weight, just a little bit less travel. You still did the devil's butt crack. You did it, and all these things are like available to everybody. Like, we don't really put a cap on it in a way that you have to be a certain size or fitness. Like, just come on up. The
And
other
just for the record, the thumbnail that's on your YouTube right now has the crew. I was there. I wasn't fast enough to make it up for that quick picture at the top of the hill. I was
you
coming up
you're
just
there
about
in
10
spirit.
minutes,
You're
15
there in
minutes later.
spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So during Ironman camp, we had Kyle Kid Koki come up, and he was he's my training partner getting ready for this Ironman. We
Mhm.
talk a lot of shit to each other, but in reality, we're just buddies trying to have a good time. Like, this Ironman to us is a journey, not a race.
Yeah.
Obviously we want to have competitive times. Like, he's aiming for a 9:35, which is pretty bold.
Mhm.
I want to break 10 hours. I think I will beat Kyle. No offense, Kyle, but 9:35 would be a stretch for me just because I don't swim. I don't like swimming. So I'll be probably about 15 to 20 minutes off of him in the swim. And I like biking, but I don't like biking the way that these guys do. Like, this is like a certain kind of biking where you get into a tuck position on this bike and you're in
Mhm.
this awful little like ball, and it's panic mode the whole time. Because if a car does pull in front of you, There's nothing you can do. If
But
you
yeah,
hit a bump on the road, you're
you're
done.
like up on your forearm. So then where's your brakes or where's your gears? Are they up here? Do you have to keep clicking back?
So there's two center beams, and then there's two side beams that have your brakes on it. The center beams have your gears on it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, so let's just give you the breakdown of the Ironman camp, and I'll get you to the bike, and I'll really explain the hell out of the thing.
Yeah.
Basically, we went and did the swim. We hit about 2,000 plus meters of swimming. I really do not swim in a wetsuit or anything. It was actually pretty gosh darn hard for me because of the amount of restriction that I had in my shoulder, my chest, and my lats. So anybody who's listening to this and wants to send me a free wetsuit, cool, I'll take it. No big deal. So I did that, and that was pretty rough. Kyle put a beat down on me.
Well, wait, so you did have a wetsuit on?
I did, but not the proper kind. I had a swim run wetsuit on. It was like, it only covers like certain parts of your body and doesn't have like the real thickness of wetsuit that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Day 2 is where we really had to get the work in because day 1 was only about an hour session. It was not that big. We knew that day 2 and day 3 were going to be bigger. So day 2 is when we had everybody meet up with us in Crestline. I had my other 2 training partners, Jordan Wisely, he's the guy who's won the MTV challenge a bunch of times. Total fucking savage. Love that dude. And then we had my other training partner, Oliver, who's just kind of on the DL, but he is probably the best cyclist out of all of us. He just has this strength to weight ratio. He's tall, but he's very, very lean, and he puts power out. Like he crushes mountains. And then we had Kyle also. And we cranked from Crestline, my house, all the way to Big Bear, which is 40 miles away, and then back. So it's all uphill on the way out, about 5,000 feet of climbing. And then on the way back, it's about 2,000 feet. Now on GPS, when we did map our run, it said that we were going to get 9,000 feet. In the end, we ended up getting 6,500. In the end, we ended up biking 72 miles. But the real challenge is it was all at 4,500 feet to 7,500 feet. It was altitude the whole time.
Above altitude or at altitude.
Yeah. So we were sucking wind, but we crushed. And it's one of those kind of things where, it was mountains the whole time. And I was trying to get into that tuck position. And the few minutes that I would get at a time to get in the position, Jordan would get in, and he's a trained triathlete, smoked me. That position is so aerodynamic and so efficient for riding long distances at speed. It's a totally different world. Whereas I didn't feel comfortable. So I would be like standing up more upright. It didn't matter, dude. He would just ghost me.
So are you pedaling at that point when you're tucked, or you just coasting?
Yep, you're pedaling, dude. I mean, they do all these studies with it. Like these guys have aerodynamic helmets. They have everything. And just being in that position can save like 10 to 18% energy, I think. And if you think about it, like that's pretty massive over time. Even just the saving the energy aspect, not necessarily increasing the power. So for me, like I think that the next couple weeks are going to really be about tuck and swimming. And then next, we did the run, and we went.
So 70 miles you guys did up in the mountains. What's the total distance that you are going to do? And do you feel like on race day, you're going to be able to hit it?
We're going to do 112 miles. So we were about 30 miles short, 40 more miles short. But in that 6,000 feet of climbing, I equate when I'm doing training, every single 1,000 feet of climbing is about 5 minutes of time. So if you add 6,500 feet, we're at, 35 minutes extra. And in that time on a flat road, you're clicking off 20-minute miles. 20 miles an hour is 3-minute miles. So if you think about that, I think that's correct. It's either 2 or 3-minute miles. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. I think it's 3-minute miles. If you think about that, that's 10 more miles broken down. So, we finished the bike in about 4 hours and 20 minutes. Well, I'll finish the whole thing in around 5 to 5:20 on the bike. Yeah. And that's good. And now here comes the important part, is the run. This is where I think I'm going to really get after it. We ran the last day where we came up out of our home through the mountains and then came down to the road, and we held, 7:45 to 8-minute pace. And then I really picked it up on the last interval, and I held 6:30 to 6:20 pace just to see what it would be like to run at speed on tired legs. And this is where I think I'm going to get Kyle. I'm going to try to gap him by a minute per mile on the run. He's going to be close to me on the bike. He's going to be better than me on the swim. But I think if you think about it, 26 miles minute per mile, I can get him by 26 plus minutes just there.
So he's swimming faster than you. He's biking faster than you. But obviously,
I beat him on the bike, but I don't know. This is
Okay.
where that technique of being in the tuck may come into play for him, because he's been riding a ton
yeah.
in that tuck position. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold it. I'm gonna try.
Obviously, you're going to have to keep him within, an eye's distance, on both of those first two. If you're going to gap him on the run and be like, all right, now I can really make my move here, but you have to actually know where he's at.
Well, he's gonna get out of the water before me, dude. Like, he's gonna get out of the water before me. And if you imagine, he gets out of the water. Let's say he gaps me by 15 to 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if he's traveling at 18 miles an hour and I'm traveling at 22 miles an hour, like, that equation where, like, that equation.
I hated those in school. Yes, I still don't know
So if
how
you
to
think about it, I'm gonna have to, if we're imagining it's 3 minutes per mile,
Mhm.
and I need to make up in 20 minutes, he's gonna get 6 miles on me.
Okay.
Oof, let's do this math. God, we're gonna look so stupid on the show.
Yeah.
It's going to take me about another 20 minutes just to catch up to him. No, it's going to take me about 40 minutes to catch up to him.
And you're going to be able to catch him on the run.
I'll ghost him on the run. I'll ghost him. I will literally disappear. I will disappear. I will be this mythical creature to him. That's how Ironmans are almost always won. It's always one on the run. Not many people break out on the bike and then hold on to it until the finish. It's always one on the run. So gotta have those beans, dude. I've been doing this for a long time. So if I cannot beat this dude on the run after all the shitty years of running that I put together, God, I would suck. So let's peep this. Next thing we got is the Grizzly 100. So this is my test on the bike. This weekend, I am doing a 100K mountain bike race, 60 miles and 8,000 feet of climbing. So about equal distance, and I'm just going to try to hold watts. Obviously, mountain biking is far more technical than road biking, and especially Ironman biking.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just want to test myself. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing done, and then as soon as I'm done with the race, if I got energy, I'm going to get off and put in about a 5-mile run to kind of feel what it's like.
Now,
this should be pretty good.
Race, though, right? That'd just be you on your own doing the run.
Well, no, it's definitely not part of the race. It's just more of like a fitness test. The other aspect of this thing
for the Grizzly 100, do you use a bike that has more than one gear, or you just do it on your own? You're like, you know what? There's these people that have all these gears. I'm just going to show them what a 1-gear bike looks like, and I'm going to rip them.
I'm not going to do single speed. There is a single speed category. My single speed's still in Colorado, and I definitely would love to kick ass on a single speed, but I just don't think it's smart for this thing and the training that we're doing.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip in and try to rip. Like, the really good guys are finishing in 6 hours. So, holding 10 miles an hour in the mountains with that much climbing would be nuts. I'm looking for like a 7-hour finish. So, this is going to be a good test of fitness, all from 7,000 feet to like 9,000 feet. So a lot of really rowdy training. Sandy back there too. So you don't get a lot of like really good grip and torque. And I'm a fat guy compared to most of these skinny bikers.
Yeah.
So shit's going to be nuts. Let's talk about something that I want to get off my chest. Yeah. OCR stars. I'm getting so many DMs now. OCR stars is gone, people.
Okay.
What?
I said
it is gone.
Oh,
I've killed OCR stars. And instead of that, what is that?
It's the October scary tone. It's gone, folks.
Gone. No. You should have put that on during our Dahmer talk.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
It's good. OCR stars was great. I think collectively I gave away over $100,000 in prizes, not including the prize cost. No, the prize cost of the Jeep that I gave away was massive.
Yeah.
And that was probably the most uncomfortable thing I've done in my entire career. So it's gone. I created another event with my buddy Austin, Battle Bunker, which we're going to talk about now.
This has a lot more legs to stand on with future forward-looking growth of just collectively gaining more and more momentum.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I originally created OCR Stars because it was meant to be a charity event for a group of people, a community, a sport in hard times. And I
Yeah.
don't think people in our community really know how to grasp onto the virtual experience. They're such physical, in-person people.
Yeah.
The CrossFit community has just been like brainwashed over the past like decade to do the CrossFit Open and loves virtual stuff. So it's okay. It was not a great business idea. We did great stuff
Yeah.
and we gave away a lot. We changed some people's lives. We gave athletes money, which was really my main goal. We inspired people, which is my secondary goal.
Mhm.
So we got through tough times and we did tough shit, and that's awesome. But now that, COVID is gone, baby, gone. And
Well, it was a time where you're like, hey, I remember you talking about it, but it was like you've made your entire career off of winning in OCR style races and getting your paycheck from podium, uh, standings, and then COVID hit and sponsors went away, OCR type races went away. So where's your funding coming from? So you're like, all right, I want to give back. Not only do I want to put some money in people's pocket, but we got to create something to get the community back involved virtually.
yeah, and it worked, dude. I mean, like we paid out people. We did some really, really awesome stuff, but this battle bunker thing, like truly, I'm not inspired entirely by virtual events. Like it's not the thing that I like, foaming at the mouth for. But in reality, like when I had this opportunity to partner with Austin, we are going to do a physical event, and then there's the entire television show or the YouTube series show coming up afterwards, which is physical, and we invite people from around the world to do awesome shit. I'm a people person. That's why I do these training camps, and that's why we're going to do these physical events. So, an update of Battle Bunker, if you guys have not heard about it, our flagship event is coming up October 29th. We have only 20 spots left that we have to fill. So the first round of athletes went through, and now we're sending out the second round of invitations today. So those spots are going to fill up fast. If you're watching this or listening to this, guys, please get to it. I had to remind so many people, and I do not want you to lose your spot. So don't worry about it if you can't make it, but don't lose your spot if you want to make it.
Big prize money too. $6,000, or Austin said over 20,000 total. 6,000 to top male finisher, 6,000 top female finisher. It's big money.
I want to also let people know, if you guys ever watch Broken Skull Ranch, this is similar to Broken Skull Ranch. If you set course records, you are the course champion, and it is going to mean a lot in the future. So show up and take advantage of this opportunity and run fast. I kind of designed the course based off of what I liked at Broken Skull and other courses, and I wanted something that was in permanence and had a lot of fun. So really just sink your teeth into that and understand that this is a very valuable event to show up at. And if you want to have future success here, go for it. Then, other things I want to kind of weigh in on. Tom Hogan, my partner for Builder, is coming in, and he's going to bring our 2 new flavors over from Europe. So if you guys want to try the flavors that we have over in the European brand, just overseas brand, come check it out. He's going to be there. Ryan's showing up. The one and only Ryan's going to show up. Dylan Dorn is going to be showing up. He's the guy who's helping us make house apparel. This stuff is absolutely awesome. Even
we'll have
Aaron
on the website middle of this week.
Ooh. Yeah. And then we got Aaron's probably going to come out too. We got to figure that out. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Let's answer Julian B. Hey, Hunter, found you back in 2016 on the Rich Rolls podcast. Glad you're getting into Ironman distance stuff. How many miles are you putting in a week in average running on the cycling days? So I changed my training up for what I used to do 6 days a week, 2 to 3 sessions a day, which is meant to be more or less like, for these under 60-minute events where intensity was more important than duration, like for high rocks and stuff. What I'm doing now is I'm doing 5 days in a row. I'm taking 2 days off. Like I took Sunday off and today off. And I'm putting in, running sessions that are about 60 minutes to 2 hours every single time I run. And my bikes are always over 2 hours to 4 hours. And, what I'll do is I'll probably run 60, 75 minutes to 90 minutes Tuesday. And then from there, I'm going to do a big bike on Wednesday. And that will be my last big bike before I do this event at brain fart. the 100K Grizzly race.
Yeah.
And I'm almost doing no swimming. I'm just going to swim once a week because honestly, like, sure, Ironman's cool and I want to be prepared, but I have other focuses and I should actually be in the boat more often. I'm not me in the boat at all this week. I'm going to get in the boat. I've taken 2 weeks off of the boat, which sucks. And that's my main goal, but I'm having a boat shipped over from Europe right now. And I'm just like saying, hey, you know what? Just put a pause on it, focus on what's right now and get the boat in later. Keep my fitness super stellar and then spend 20 hours a week in the boat. But Julian, short answer for you is probably about 10 to 14 hours of volume of endurance a week. And all my distances have to be long, like, 60 to 120 minutes on the run and 2 hours to 4 hours on the bike and one swim.
So the type of your training is coming off more of, you're not going to run 10 miles. You're not going to run 20 miles. You're base it off just hours on the clock.
Time.
Is that a time frame or mindset? Like, oh my God, I got to go run 20 miles, or, hey, I could probably hit 20 miles, but I'm just going to mentally say I'm going to run for 2 hours.
Well, time is more of a better indicator of understanding the way the body moves, because one, in reality, yes, if you were doing road racing or like cycling, which is just like super flat and super measured, or track racing, then you know exact distances. But in reality, when you're living in the mountains like I do, it's you're always having changing terrain, and it's better to understand, like, if I'm training for a super and Spartan race and it takes me about 70 minutes, I'm going to train for about 90 minutes to 120 minutes on my long runs. And most of my easy runs are going to be around the distance of the event. And I'm just going to either train double the distance in my long run, and then, like, easy runs at the distance. For high rocks, like, understand that I'm holding the world record at 55 minutes. My easy runs always have to be
9 seconds.
Yeah. I always have to be moving at the pace easily for the amount of duration that I can race. Like the other day, the people who own High Rocks, they partnered with us for the High Rocks Masterclass, and they were like, "Hey," I was like, "So what do you guys think of the training?" They're like, "It's too intense for most people." And I was like, "Have you guys read the training?" And they're like, "No, we didn't actually. This guy's an asshat." And I was like, he's like, "Yeah, you're kind of making me look ignorant." And I was like, "You are ignorant. Yeah. You haven't read any of the training, and you are selling our product on your website." He goes, "Well, I guess I'll look at it then." And one of the things I told him also in conversation, he goes, "Hey man," I was like, "Dude, if people cannot run for an hour straight and you think that's too hard, they are not going to finish a High Rocks."
Yeah.
Someone who cannot move just their feet for an hour straight will not be able to move their feet for an hour straight, plus hundreds of wall balls, burpees, rowing, sled pulls, burpee broad jumps, So you know what? Guess what, humans? Like, I'm about to go do an Ironman. Do you think I want to spend 5 hours on a bike all the time? No.
Yeah,
But
I think
I'm trying to accomplish an Ironman.
Their tagline is, fitness, it's inclusive for everybody, everybody being yourself. But also, you need to, if you can't move your body for an hour, at least an hour, and let's just say that's the run. If you can't move your body for at least an hour, training needs to be involved for you to hit that standard point of checklist of, all right, I can move my body for an hour. This is now something on the radar that I can do.
Yeah, this thing that I keep on getting from a lot of our clients is I get a message like, "Dude, look at this. I got on the podium." And the guy writes after, he's like, "Your training's very hard, but I look at my results." And I made a post about this weekend. People literally come to me and they're like, "Wow, this is so hard." And I was like, "Well, what are your goals here?" They're like, "Well, my goal is to run a marathon." I was like, "Well, what would you consider a marathon? Like, is it easy?" They're like, "No, it's hard." So then I was like, "Why would you put lots of easy work in to accomplish something that's going to be very hard?" Like, if I was going to show up and I was going to have to basically run a marathon, why would I only run 5 miles all the time?
Yeah.
Get out there, keep on pushing your limits, and then come back, chill out, hold back, then get back out there, push your limits. And all of a sudden, what used to be your goal line is now 10 yards further, 10 yards further, 10 yards further.
What used to be the hard workout is now the warm-up.
Exactly. And you know what, guys? That's just life. You know what? I talked about this to people often. I used to be only a professional athlete. I would wake up in the morning and I would wake up, I would stretch out, I would work out, I would eat food, I would take a nap, hang out with my friends, eat more food, work out again, have dinner with my friends, and go to bed. That is like the life of a house cat. I literally did nothing except for just like work out and hang out. And I moved around and had fun. Now I run 3 businesses,
Yeah.
an international business, for training, international business for supplement company. Now I'm running also an event. You guys have no idea how many hours I sit at the desk. When I first got into doing desk work, it felt like my head was going to explode. And now I've just grown accustomed to being in this place and learning how to dial in on the focus. I had to basically take the same approach that I do towards training and get myself into the business mindset. And now, literally, I work 5 times harder than anybody else I know in business because I'm just making phone calls all day long and then getting out into training. I'm on the bike making business phone calls. I'm back out to training. Now I've got my notepad. I'm writing things out. I'm making X's and O's. You
Sometimes
accommodate.
when you're giving me a call, I hear the whoosh of the wind. I was like, he's either out in a run or out in a bike. And I think what people would like to know, we get into it on another podcast, is I think the conception of, athlete, what you were saying is, well, it'd be nice. I could have the body like Hunter if all I did was able to work out all day. But I think it would be kind of like a behind the scenes kind of get to know Hunter on a different podcast. We could discuss it, but like what other things that you're doing. So you're not just laying on the couch, eating, working out, laying on the couch, recovering. And it's not just, well, I just get to work out all day, so that's why I look like this. Like you're literally from 4 a.m. I'm getting text messages at 6, which would be your 4. And you're like up until, 10, 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So you're not just sleeping, working out, sleeping. You're running business.
I feel bad for Ryan. It will be like 10:30 at night, and I will forward him over something I saw on Instagram. I was like, immediately implement this into our business strategy.
Look at this. Study this. Call this guy. Give this guy a call. He's having trouble with his logins. Got it.
Oh, dude.
I forward it.
Yep. I'm a nut. All right, now we're going to get to the thing that I'm most excited about. This truly is what I'm most excited about, guys. So this whole thing is like, I'm talking to you about the day-to-day life of like who we are as a people, as a company, as a person, as a Hunter, as a Ryan. I have very much an ethos to a lifestyle, and I have an action that I have honed in over years and years and years of training and training camps and now formative businesses. And I've aligned myself and I figured out a structure to conquer, to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very, very transferable to almost everything that you do.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I love it, and I exercise it daily, and I get better at it every single year. And now that we have this training business, we're helping people around the world, but I understand that we're just maybe 5 to 10% of their week.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to reach deeper into these relationships, and I want to make bigger impacts on people. And I invite people out to my training camps, and when people leave, they seem so inspired, so encouraged, so just enlightened, and there's a bright light and a glow to them. And I've used these training camps for the past decade to change who I am as a person. And I'm actually writing a book about it right now, which should be done this week. And basically, the idea is we did a challenge a while ago called the Lean and Mean Challenge, and it was about getting people to change their bodies in a 2-month period to really get the most out of themselves, to get ready for summer and enjoy summer and feel good about it, and take your fucking shirt off at the pool and show people what's up kind of mentality. And we kind of fell in line with the group, these Whole30s, these carb cycling challenges. Very effective, amazing programs. If that's what you're looking for, go get it. And I support it fully. I am a entrepreneur and a supporter of the fitness industry in all aspects. There's no one right answer for you. But the more important thing that I wanted to do was I said, man, if people could just find out and live with me for a week, they would literally be able to take themselves from right now and accelerate themselves to where they want to be in such a quick period of time. I realized people got jobs, kids, responsibilities, cash flow, timing, whatever it is. I was like, how do I create this virtually? So a couple years ago, I created a company called Training Camp Transformations. I knew that this was the core of what I wanted to do in business, but we hadn't really figured out how we were going to do it. So now, as Ryan's kind of experienced in our digital platform and in our physical platform, we are going to close the gap, and we are going to try to find this middle ground of what we call training camp and what we have coming up called winter camp.
Mm-hmm.
And what we did is we interviewed a lot of our clients who had been going through our programs with us, and we found out what they wanted more, what could help adjust and support what they were doing in their daily lives to have a better opportunity to succeed. So like one of our favorite clients her name's Amani, and she is a superstar. This girl has been putting in work with us for a while now, and she keeps on making progress. And I was like, what could we do better? And she sat down with us and she told us some things to really how we could outline like what actions and daily actions that could be taken that wasn't so kind of like vague. Because like we will send you training, we will tell you what to eat, but then once you leave the gym and once you're done,
what do you do next?
Yeah, what do you do next? And you're like, I need a little more structure.
That's what's missing, because we do a great job of explaining, what the workouts are, what you're going to do daily. But then after you finish that 30-minute, if you're doing intro athlete, to 90-minute training session, well, what do I do the rest of the day? I get back to my job, but how do I create small wins throughout the rest of the time to get to my next day of training?
Yeah.
So this training camp is going to show us and everything on the rule and just how to make small wins throughout your time of this 56 days.
Yep. I'm going to the page right now, baby. I'm going to the page right now. I mean, you can bring it up if you want to. I don't know if you can screen share, but
yeah,
which
I
one
can.
would be better?
Let's do a screen share.
Let's do the screen share, guys. Enhance.
Scotty,
beam me up.
Let me load it up first. Let me get the website set, and then give me like a 10-second intro.
Okay, hold on. Fuck, I got to pee again. Everyone hold tight. Bring it up.
All right, it is going live in 3, 5, 4. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, here's what we're gonna have here. So here is our website. Here's the concept behind why we want to do this, why training camp, why it's important, why this is going to be the platform to get you from the start of, or all the way through the holidays, and what is going to make those small wins to get you through the end of the year. All right, let's share screen.
Are you up with it?
Oh, well, I was talking it up.
Oh, nice.
I was talk up.
No one's really passing judgment on the fact that I leave these shows all the time to pee, but I like that. That's a supportive group that we've got.
We do. We'll give a little 5-second pause for station identification.
Yep. So guys, one thing that we want you to understand is like, this is not like a challenge. This is not like a rah-rah shish kumbah kind of thing. This is meant to be a training camp, and it is meant to be a transformative experience where the reason why I got into training camps is I recognized back in the day that my normal life and my normal attitude towards my goals was not going to be enough to get me where I wanted to go. I personally needed to go into a mental space, a physical space that was going to help me get there. Not everyone can just
out.
What's that?
To kind of zone out and like get in your own headspace.
Zone in, dude. Zone in. Like zoning out is what happens in day-to-day life. You are literally just surrounded by distractions, people texting you, talking to you, the coffee shop at the corner, the donut shop across the streets, the girl that's, telling you let's stay up all night and bang each other. Like, I needed to get away from these distractions. And life is great. It is abundant. It's meant to be savored and enjoyed. But in reality, if you want to get shit done, life is not about the word yes, it's about the word no. When you really want to reach peak level performance, you have to learn how to cut out bad choices and execute on the best choices. So, I mean, in reality, here's the structure right here. 8 weeks or 56 days. The reason why we say 56 days is because right now I want you to focus on every single day. And we are going to focus on this mentality of X's and O's. Every single day you're going to isolate. You're not going to focus on the week. You're going to isolate the day. And during these days, you are going to have actions that you need to take part in. You're going to have to take part in your training. You're going to have to take part in your getting your steps in. I think that one of the most important things that humans are ignoring these days is they're desk bound. And when they get done with their desk, what they do is they go home and they sit in a chair in front of a TV. And when they get done sitting in the TV, they go sit at a table and they stuff their face with food. You can stuff your face with food. I eat more food than almost anybody listening to this show, but I'm moving. And then what you do is you go right from that table or that couch and you go straight into bed and you're horizontal and you pass out. We want you guys moving and being healthy. The leanest I've ever been in my entire life is when I was living in New York City and I had to walk to work all the time. And I wasn't sprinting. I was just walking. I would leave my apartment. I'd walk to the gym. I'd come back from the gym to my house. I'd walk from the gym to work. I'd walk from work back to the house. Then I'd walk from the house to dinner and then back to dinner to the home. Blah, 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 blah. Racking up steps, making a big difference in the way that you feel and look. And honestly, walking burns entirely fat.
Yeah. So what you're saying is just because it's walking is a workout, and you don't have to have that flop sweat dripping on the floor, creating sweat angels in order to have a workout. Just going from point A to point B, mailbox and back is moving those feet and getting your heart rate up, which is a workout.
Everyone's smartwatch has a step counter in there. Everyone's smartphone has a step counter in there. Just turn it on, guys. Even if you don't join our program, take this simple step. It's a win. Hydrating, guys, this is another thing. We are talking about basically staying hydrated properly. The reason why I piss on the show all the time is because I'm drinking water, and it is changing your life. If you guys think that the sun's what's going to fuck up your face and make you have wrinkles, it's being dehydrated. Dry, cracked up skin messes you up. A hydrated body is a well-performing body, guys. The level of enhancement you'll get out of your training, your life in general, the way you sleep, the field, your mentality, hydration. I missed the first two steps. Okay. Don't give up, give more, by the way. It's basically, we don't want you. We understand that, there's going to be days that you miss. You're like, oh man, my kid's sick. Like I had to take him to the doctor and I could not do my training session. Yeah. Okay. No big deal. You have tomorrow. Don't make the same excuse. Unless your kid's hospitalized, you have no excuse. You took them there. You got them a thermometer, found out that they just needed a Z-Pack or something like that. Next day, you have the free time to get the work in. Yeah, don't make excuses.
On the back side of your company's building, up and down. That's the work. One flight of stairs.
My dad used to do that. He used to march up and down the stairs at lunchtime in his he in his office building. He would just do up and down, no excuses. Then he'd go back and sit at the desk and shower. Habit 2, use habits, not excuses, to get through the day. Basically, another mindset thing. We are basically going to teach you guys about breaking bad habits and building new ones. That's all about training camp, okay? It's one of those kind of things where it's like you wake up in the morning, all of us love to just look at our cell phones, get on Instagram, and just cruise. Get up. Do something. We are going to break that habit. You know what? Treat your iPhone like a treat. Act like it's something you deserve. Go look at your iPhone when you're sitting on the subway going to work after you've done your workout. You're going to feel way better about it. Break that bad habit. Okay? We are going to skip back down to 5. We eat to win. Okay, guys? We do not starve in this company. As I said, you guys can eat whatever the heck you want if you're putting the work in. Trust me, if you start...
This isn't something to where it's like, well, I can't, I can only eat my applesauce or crackers if I had a great workout. No, we want you to, in order to have a great workout, you have to be able to fuel your muscles, fuel your body. Carbs are not bad, right?
Yep. I mean, I tell everybody all the time, like, just move your body and it will just soak things up. The improvement is going to be massive. I think so many people I know that are under eating, or there's these people that we also know that are abundantly eating too much and not moving enough. Mm-hmm. If you can find the X marks a spot of moving the right amount and eating the right amount, big difference. Okay, guys, this next step, I figured this out when I was sitting on a couch during COVID, a beanbag chair in my room, and I was like, I need to create a strategy to keep wins in my life because I've lost all my competitions. Competitions was a target. A win was an objective. And then that was something that I could earn. It was something I could go towards. I no longer had competition. They took it away.
Yeah.
Okay. I needed to take this mindset and this energy that I had and put it towards a target again. So my goal was to work on business. I wanted to sell training programs. I wanted to get 30 X's a month, meaning one program a day. That would have been awesome for me. Now we are like 10X that. It's crazy. But what I want to tell you guys is if I didn't have that as a goal, I never would have got up out of bed and really got after it. So X's are wins, zeros are losses. At the end of the day, you want to have more X's than O's, okay? Your goal is a 2-to-1 ratio. And we're going to teach you about this later, but it's basically creating X's and O's of habits. Like, did you hit your 10,000 steps? X. Did you eat properly today? X. Did you get your workout in? O. Okay, so it's 2-to-1 ratio.
You can have more than one X on your calendar for the day.
Yeah,
every little win is an X.
100%. You have no idea how simple this game is. So just recently, to prove things to you guys, I literally have been tracking what we've been doing in our business. I have a little calendar, and I was like, I'm going to get back to doing this again. It's a healthy habit, and I'm going to take action on it because I want our clients to understand I'm not telling you to do something. I'm showing you what I'm doing, and I'm having you guys join the team. Okay? This right here, I literally every single day in our business, and I'll do the same thing for when training camp hits, I will write down what I posted and how it relates to our success. Okay. And you have no idea how exciting getting X's on the board is. It's the best. It is the best feeling. You will get addicted to it. I'm telling you guys, once you start getting papers with just pouring X's on it, you're going to freaking love it. It is one of the most motivating things. I'm going to give you guys winnable actions during these training camps. Strength in numbers. This is the conversation we were having earlier about social media. This kind of media is meant to be social, okay? You are meant to take your actions and your goals, and you're meant to spread them around the room so that you are held accountable, so that you have people around you that are going to support you, so that you really put yourself out there, okay? Don't just talk about it. Think about it, talk about it, be about it. This action right here is a game changer. So also, guys, we're talking about joining the Facebook group, working in the group. The next one, it says right here, post your goals to reach your goals and hold yourself accountable. Those are interrelated, guys. Those are 100% related.
So it's not braggadocious to be like, I worked out today. If people are just calling you up and saying, you post about working out too much, then keep doing it, because I feel like that if that is what motivates you to get shit done for the day, more power to you, and keep doing it, because people are you want people in your corner that are going to lift you up, not negatively bring you down.
Do you remember that post that's going around the internet where the girl's like, stop posting you lifting weights on your stories?
Stop posting about your workouts on your Insta story, because nobody cares.
The only reason why that girl's saying it is because she's not excited about it. If you guys are excited about something, engage in what you're excited about. And if your guys are a little bit hesitant to be excited, do something about it. Take that action, post about it, put the excitement out there on the table. You'll be surprised the kind of response and positivity you'll get around it. That one chick, she can eat shit. Okay. I don't know what she's excited about, but if we were just hacking on her goals and dreams and telling her to stop posting about it, I bet you she does fashion posts of her in dresses in front of she's one of those girls. She's posting in Spain at the beach. Oh, now she's in the Swiss Alps. I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. I should tell her, stop posting about your lifestyle because nobody gives a fuck. So why would I say that to her? Don't have the time of day to do it, because why would I rain on somebody else's parade?
Yeah.
Why would you rain on her? Exactly. So don't be shy. Don't let other people to hate on your goals. Screw her. Okay, guys, another thing, read books. Here's just a simple book. This was one of the books that I wanted to be part of so bad. 8 Weeks to Seal Fit. Pick a book.
Cole, we will get into this. We're just on the what our training camp. We'll get back to that battle bunker before we leave.
Yep. And dude, pick a book. You have no idea how empowering books are. Books are basically road maps of what people have done before you that literally are going to make your achievable and askable goals. It's going to give you a roadmap to them. If you want to learn how to transform your body and become become an endurance athlete, get this book right here, The Big Book of Endurance. If you guys want to get buff, check this out.
What do you got?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's got a whole book, The Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to us.
Dude, these books exist and these people wrote these things, and it is going to basically give you guys so much of an easier path, and also not only a path, but a mentality to support your goals. We want you guys to finish a book during this time. Get it done. Hopefully you get 2 done. You have no idea how much I read all the time.
You have an entire bookshelf. I was very surprised when I got to visit you out there, just the amount of stacks, and there's not dust on them. If you look behind me, I got a bookshelf. There's a little bit of dust on them, and you have tons of books there, and all of them are like you could swipe it with a white glove, and there'd be no dust.
Yeah, dude, I'm always reading at them. Dude, you have no idea how many hundreds of books I have in this thing. Like that's really where I get most of my books now. You can't carry around this thing all the time. Like, it's a sick book, but I can't do it. And then last but not least, guys, sleep. We're not one of these kind of people that we're sleep doctors. We're people that we go to sleep so that we can do more shit tomorrow. So don't stay up all night long just scrolling through, looking what other people are doing in life. Go get some shit done yourself. Close your eyes. Wake up early. Do something meaningful. We go to bed when it gets dark out, and we open up our eyes before the sun rises. That's your only objective. Man, like, you have no idea how early I wake up every single morning. I get my whole world done before 6 a.m. while you guys are still in bed dragging in.
Hey, I think we have somebody calling in from the for the pod.
All right, it's probably Cole. Cole Daddy.
Is Dylon. We want to bring him in?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Dude, I put something inside here that was not builder.
All right,
so
Dylan, what is going on, my man?
Not a whole lot, man. Just got done practicing a walk.
Good. Getting your 10,000 steps in. What else is going on?
Dylan, is it true that you smell like a hot bag of trash?
No, I smell like sunscreen and dehydration.
Do you remember the last time we went on a walk together that you almost died?
Yeah,
because you got scared of the sun. Because you got scared of the sun. You're like, what's that big ball of fire in the sky? Hell!
We had the medevac called. Good thing we waved that off, huh, bud?
These two guys came and hung out with me. They drank too much beer the night before. We went on a leisurely hike down to a desert oasis hot spring.
Never found.
They never found. I gave them very simple directions, and the ball of fire in the sky fried their brain, and they got scared, and then they called the cops to come pick them up because they were scared that I had died too. I don't know why you guys would assume that I went for a walk in the woods as a grown-ass man and died.
I saw Dylan cut open a Fit Aid can and lick out. I was afraid not only was it going to be hydrated, but cut his tongue, and then he was going to have blood bleeding from his tongue.
It looked like a Dahmer episode.
I'm just saying, I want to give all thanks to Pepto-Bismol for being the closest life-saving I had.
I really have not had this much fun in a long time. Just telling stories about your inability to walk in the woods. You're a police officer. You're telling me the only thing that I have to do to defeat you as a police officer is just make sure that the sun's out?
Hey, man, I've worked the night shift for the last 6 years, so the sun defeats me. I'm basically a vampire at this point.
Yep. Guys, anybody who's listening, Dylan is the guy who created these shirts right here, and we'll be out there on the open market for you guys soon. So we are excited to share that. Since you're on the
yeah, where can we follow you, Dylan, for the shirts?
House Apparel Instagram is where we're going to be updating all of the clothing that's going to be coming out in the near future. And then my personal Instagram is Dylan Dorn OCR. Those are my two ways to get a hold of me.
All right.
Very good. Very good.
We're going to send you some DMs later, baby. I'm going to slide in your DMs. I'll hit you up later, Dylon.
All right. I'll see you guys.
See ya. Let's button it up here with training camp, and then we'll get on to answering Cole and get up out of here, get some beauty rest.
You stop sharing?
No. I mean, listen, guys, we'll finish off here. same thing that we did last time. Instead of making it a challenge, guys, we're making it a training camp. We do want to push people to really take action in this. The people that take the most action and have the best results, we have $1,000 prize for both male and female. We had really, really badass results last time. Some people, cash got in hand. They definitely transformed their bodies, had some really, really amazing impacts, and super inspired by that. And I'm a person who likes to compete for cash. I started out my whole training routine uploading pictures of myself on bodyspace.com. And I would preload and get as fat as I could and then post pictures of me up there. It was pretty badass. Last but not least, guys, there's two options to this thing. Go check out housetraining.com. We have information there. Or if you click the link in my bio at Instagram or in the show notes down here, we'll have it. If you guys are interested in this thing, it's going to be an amazing experience. And as far as it comes cost-wise, it's less than $2 a day over these 56 days. It's one of these kind of things, guys, where it is affordable, it is badass, and it's a damn good time. It's less than a Starbucks coffee. It's less than a beer. So if you think about it, if you're willing to take your time and you're going to go chug a beer, you might as well take the time to invest to burn the calories that beer created. Ryan, is your face frozen? And we're gone. And we're gone. What the fuck? Maybe it's just me. Maybe we lost Ryan. Cole Schwartz, if you're still there, leave a comment so I can fully explain this thing. But for anybody who's listening and we are still live, basically, event 1 is like this. It is a 2-mile run with a ruck with weight in your back. Beyond that, you go straight from there, dump your backpack, get on the rower. You are now rowing 2,000 meters. Pull, rip, pull, rip, pull, rip. And then beyond that point, your guys are going to basically get off the rower, and then you are on a track and you are going straight into a 2-lap run. Now, the interesting thing is the 2-lap run is basically a timed individual event. We want to see speed at the end of an endurance event. We don't want people just jogging through the finish line. So based on the way that you guys finish, you guys are going to get penalties. So it's a multiple of 3. If you come through first on the 800-meter run, first overall time for the 800-meter run, not collectively, what that means is you are the multiple of 3. So you were 1 times 3. So let's say you finish the whole workout in 25 seconds with a 3-second penalty, whatever. You are going to finish 25 minutes in 3 seconds. If you are the 40th person to get through and you finish in 24 minutes, you beat that actual person, but now you are 40 times the multiple 3, that's 120 seconds. Now you are at 27 minutes with your time penalty. So hopefully you understood that, Cole. Basically, it means you need to sprint at the end. Get your shit together at the end. Make sure you pace properly, hustle hard. We basically want to test endurance and speed capacity within one event. It's necessary for people that are first responders. Yeah, sure, you're going to have to ruck through the woods to go to battle, but then all of a sudden imagine you're in a position where basically, hey, we got to get from here to there, and we got to get it done quickly, and it's about four blocks down. You guys got to have speed endurance, and you got to get it done quickly while you're tired. So that's what we're testing here. We wanted to have battle-ready fitness. Cole, there's a reason why you always come. Remember that time you took 4th at the Go Ruck games? You didn't even make it on the podium? It's because you couldn't understand the rules. If you win, then you don't have to understand rules. You're just better than everybody else. So don't make it complicated on yourself, Cole. Just get your shit together and run fast. No response, Cole? Too complicated for your little simple brain? Yeah. Okay. Julian, when does training camp start? What's that?
Hear me again? I lost the internet. I don't know what happened.
I know, your face was frozen. Julian, training camp starts November 1st. So we are calling it winter camp. And, we're going to do another podcast on this. The reason why we're doing winter camp is because all studies show that the most amount of weight gained throughout the year is through November, December, and January. It is these 3 plagued months where people in society are always sitting there and eating food and hanging out with their family. I hang out with my family every single holiday, and I eat more food and drink more beer than the rest of them. But I put hard work in surrounding these days to make sure that my metabolism's high, my actions surrounding it. The day after it's done, I'm not eating cookies. I'm back in the gym. So we're creating a camp where you can get through the holidays and still have all of the fun, but you're going to be surrounded with good people and good actions. They're going to make sure that you get through and don't start off January 1st in a panic being like, I'm fat and disgusting. You're going to show up to 2023 looking like your best self and feeling like your best self.
Yeah. And I think what kind of separates this one is not only we have the $1,000 biggest transformations, we're going to have a weekly, grinder of the week, like, hey, person that puts in the most effort, sharing their story, whether it be just hitting up us on Instagram or in the Facebook group. We'll kind of designate one person that is just kind of the highlight of the week. And with that person, we had Dylan on earlier, but we're going to get a collection of the names and then send them that shirt that Hunter's wearing or something like it for the 4 different type of t-shirts that we have. They're going to get one of those, as well as that 1 through 10. You'll get that in an ebook, as well as like a 20-page. We're working on like a 20-page document PDF ebook for these topics that Hunter's discussing.
Yeah. So you guys will have all the information. We have Zoom calls around it. You have coaching, one-on-one coaching throughout the entire thing because we have a coaching team surrounding it. So this is not going to be the last time you hear about it. I'm actually going to like overload you guys and you're going to be so upset with me that you're going to be like, if you just, I'm going to force you guys to buy into it so that we've maxed out our memberships and I no longer can talk about it. So that's the best way to get through it faster. Quick question, Cole, if you're still on the show, what would you consider to be a better fitness test? Running 6 miles with a 45-pound ruck, carrying an American flag attached to a steel pole that was the center of a barbell, and then running back 6 miles at speed without a barbell? Or would you say that the triple R is a better test? Because I consider it way more complicated to carry a barbell through the sand for 6 miles and then run all the way home. And I think that this test that we've created may be more well-rounded, be more educated for athletes of all capacity. It's just a question. You're more than welcome to comment, Cole, anytime you want. And you know what? You got invited to the Battle Bunker, so you can show me how uncomplicated it is by winning the event. Nothing, Cole?
Comments are live. Comments are live.
That's what I thought, Cole. We got you good. All right, guys. So if you want to find out anything we're doing, check out House Training for all the training stuff we just discussed. Link in the bio. And also, if you want to get involved in anything that we're doing, Battle Bunker is coming up. We have spots for everybody. The athlete thing is going to be filled up, so you guys can't apply at this point. But as far as volunteers, we love volunteers. As far as judges, we have maybe 2 more spots for judges. You have to have experience. And then as far as spectators, it's open. We have like Vendor Village. We have all these cool tests where Battle Bunker is going to be putting on tests, and you as a spectator can win cash and prizes. It's on the 29th on a Saturday, and there's going to be a lot of fun to be had. I'll be there. Ryan will be there.
And it's going to be live streamed too. I think that is also going to just put us out there like, hey, this is an event that we're not going anywhere. And this is the first time you're here, first time of many that you're going to hear from us, and then actually get to see what this is all about. It's not just.
Oh, no. Ryan's gone again. This sucks. I'm going to have to hold the show up until he gets back in. So, guys, check this out. What's coming up that I want to make you guys aware of also is Builder is launching its next flavor. We have now 3 flavors. I'm sorry, guys. In the United States, you are still only going to be working with cherry limeade, which I honestly think is the best flavor. I created it a long time ago. I absolutely love it, and I still drink a gallon a day. And then other than that, guys, if you want to come out and train anytime, come check us out up in Crestline. We'd love to have you there. It's open-ended. We don't charge people at this point. Like eventually we're going to do actual training camps where people can spend the night and have good times. But right now we just want to introduce people to the mountains and have a good time. So Ryan, before you freeze again, anything you want to say?
No. If you do have any questions about what's going on, you're a current member and would like to discuss, what we have for the page that you're seeing, just shoot me a message on housetraining@huntermcintyre.com, or within there, I can send you my phone number and we could talk about it, because sometimes that's a little bit easier.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. You better hit this thing off before we all of a sudden freeze again.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back soon. Bye.
Bye.